From the ring to real life, Craig Richards isn't just a boxer. He's a man who chose discipline over distraction. He could have gone down a different path, but purpose kept him focused. In this episode, we talk habits, pressure, purpose, and building a life that lasts, inside and outside the ring. This episode of the GHH podcast is brought to you by My Workplace Wellness. Welcome back to the Gentleman's Health Hub podcast. I'm Derick, your host. Today's episode is all about discipline, mental resilience, and what it really takes to stay focused in a world full of distractions. I'm joined by Craig Richards, a professional boxer whose story goes far beyond the ring. We talk about the mindset behind the grind, the power of structure, and why your environment and support system can shape everything. If you've ever wondered what it takes to stay locked in and build something that demands everything from you, this one's for you. Let's get into it. Thank you for coming, my bro.
No problem at all.
So for those who only know you from the ring,
Yes.
how would you describe yourself outside of that?
Family man. Obviously no children, but mum, sisters, dad. Just go with the days, really. Nothing too much.
What was your beginnings? Early beginnings?
From the beginning, life.
Well, let's start from primary school. Let's go
Okay.
from primary school.
Primary school, good. South London, Penge. I went primary school there. Two older sisters. There was a little bit more hot-headed than I was growing up, so I had two security guards throughout primary school. Enjoyed it. Education-wise, okay all the time. I'd say like second set kind of guy.
Cutting through though.
Cutting through, pass things. Not an A-star guy, but always get past. So, yeah, that was me primary school. Yeah.
Then we got to secondary. Let's get to college. Because college and things started changing. Let's get to college.
Yeah, college got interested. I think if I reverse back to primary, typical mum, work late, sisters, make my way home, and youth clubs. So I was probably going youth clubs before I was even supposed to go youth clubs.
Oh, like that?
Yeah. So about 10, 11, started going to the adult youth club who was 13 plus on. Met a lot of the older boys in the area. Obviously transitioned into secondary school.
How did that shape you? Youth club's a key thing in a lot of people's lives. How did youth club shape you?
I think it was good because it kind of taught you to stand on your own 2 feet. So in the sense of being young, especially younger than everyone else in the youth club, remember, as I'm saying, 13 is the youngest you got to be. It was 13 to 18-year-olds. You're 10 and 11. The youth clubs is all the local boys. And, back before how the generations is now, it was different. So if you're going youth club, back then everyone wanted to hit the mic. It was MCing. So everyone who was someone's going to that youth club. So the boys who's the boys is there. And if you couldn't really hold your own, etc., you ain't going to the youth club. So to be one of the young ones around the older lot, the volatile lot, you learn to shape yourself and handle yourself early.
Do you think that helps you transition into boxing?
Yeah, I think so, because I think the sort of things, the adversities you see, the things you come across, hanging around the sort of boys and what goes on around on the ends, then you'll all be involved around mad stuff. So when you now look at it and someone says you can go and have a physical fair fight with gloves.
Sounds easy.
Sounds very easy. You're like, what? What's the tricks to this? So that's why when people look at my career and they think, oh, you're mad, you've taken all the hardest fights, the worst guys, and you just jump in it. To me, from your upbringing to that, I don't see the danger in it.
Definitely aided your mindset.
Yeah, 100%. It shapes you to be a tougher guy and to adapt in the jungle. Yeah.
The jungle. Would you think, when was the moment you felt like boxing was your thing?
Do you know what? Like growing up, I always kind of did it in the sense of just going to the gym, sparring, etc. But I never looked at it as a career. I just liked the sparring. I liked the training, the pad work, etc. It was actually late, to be fair. When I got to about 20, I was seeing certain guys doing well who I used to box around the gyms with and spar with, who I would consider not as good as myself, making waves in a pro game. And I thought, how could he be making waves and I ain't? But I said, what's the difference between me and him? He's been consistent and I've been in and out. And I said, this whole thing is all about consistency. So I said, if I ever go back to boxing, I'll dedicate myself 110% and see where it takes me. When I finally made that choice at 20 to go and do it, I put 110% in. And only 3 years as an amateur, 22 fights, I got signed professionally into matchroom boxing. And that's because our intensive course fast-tracked.
Put that into perspective. What's the normal rate of people that, or how many fights would they normally have to get to that level?
Okay, so as I joined the matchroom gym, you look at all my peers who I was in the gym with, some of them was on the GB squad 13 years, 15 years, and you got to spend years to get onto that squad, even before you're even on that squad. So we're looking at, all right, let's put in perspective when I box people like Dimitri Bivol, etc., and they're on the same platform as I am. He's had 285 amateur fights, only lost 15. These guys have had anything from 200, 300, 400 fights.
They're stupid numbers.
To box with the top promoters, they're only taking the cream of the crops. The guys out of GB, the guys around the world who's represented their country or won national titles multiple times. So for me to come 22 fights, 3 years, and get to the same platform as these guys is mental.
What do you think your key thing was? Consistency?
Consistency, hard-headed and stubborn. I think that's what it is. Like, I think I just weren't getting denied. I think every hurdle they threw at me, I was just jumping over it.
You use two words that are mad. Hard-headed and stubborn. Yeah. So we're using them as good things this way.
They're good. Do you know what? It depends, like everything, how you exercise or put it into perspective. Obviously, if you're in a relationship, boy and a girl, and you decide to be hard-headed and stubborn, it probably is not going to go the right way. But when you're getting thrown adversity and people are trying to make your life difficult and you're being hard-headed and stubborn not to be knocked off your aims and objectives, it's positive.
So with boxing, you think it's a tough career to get into?
A very tough career. If you look at it, like if you look at like guys like Nigel Benn or Chris Eubanks, etc., notice they all said, I don't want my son to do this sport. People are like, why? You've made how much money out of it? You've got fame out of it. Why would you, what are you trying to stop your son from getting the same fame? Like, no. They knew what it took to get there. They knew how hard it was, the difficulties and adversities they've dealt with in their career and the sort of challenges they've had to go through to be to where they was. And they looked at it and thought, would I want my son to go through what I went through? And absolutely not.
Would you say the same thing?
I think it's very hard. But I would never boycott someone from doing something that they wanted to do.
If you saw the passion.
If I saw the passion, like for me, my family didn't want me to do it. And it's like...
Hard no?
Straight no. My dad told me, go
Why
do your
not?
job, be realistic. You ain't going to get signed. Stop being silly. My mum was like, so what's your plan if you're going to do this? I said, listen, I'm going to get signed. I'm going to win this. I'm going to win that. She said, all right, she wrote it all down.
Well, she was your supporter?
She supported, but she didn't want me to do it. She was like, just forget that. Try and go to university, try get education, get a job. Let's be realistic in this day and age. Like, because remember, at the same time, it's not sometimes what you know or how talent is, who you know. I didn't know no one in boxing. I've come through with a blank canvas. I'm a young black guy from South London who knows nobody, and all I can do is go to the gym and scrap. I didn't even box for a big club. Me and my dad was laughing the other day. My amateur club, first of all, was in a industrial estate, and then we moved to a school hall. You know, like when you're looking at the back, you're seeing the little ropes.
Oh, all of that?
Yeah, it was clumsy. It was
but, real entry-level stuff.
Yeah, it was like... So when we was looking at my dad come to watch me one day, the amateur would come down to my training, he looked, I could see the disappointment. He's like, don't worry, keep pushing on, son. He just thought, I'm just loud, it's not that, you're just being silly.
He didn't even take it serious?
No one took it serious. But like, I remember one time I was having a conversation with my cousins and my sisters was all sitting around his house and we was all going around, what do you want to do in life? And I said, boxing. They all started laughing at me. And I said, no, be realistic. What are you really going to do? I said, no, I'm going to box. Everyone was dying. I was like, no, stop being silly. And it got to the point I remember I used to go to, before my granddad passed, rest in peace, I used to go to his house every Sunday and have Sunday dinner. And I remember it started getting awkward to the point I didn't think I could go around there on a Sunday.
Well, everyone's onto you?
Yeah, onto me.
Laughing stock?
Laughing stock.
What's that like now?
You know what? My dad, we talk about it now. He said, you know what? He said, I rate you. I'll take my hat off to you. Because he said, we was all onto you. We didn't believe in it. But look, you proved us all wrong. And this is why, like, sometimes I talk to youth, I talk to people and I say to you, listen, if you believe in it, yeah, you've got a passion and you really believe you're going to do it. Don't let anyone discourage you to tell you can't do it. Because for me now, I'm an example, living example of I've done it. Do you get what I'm saying? And no one didn't think I could do it. But do you know what? I sat there and I thought, I feel I can do something. I do believe in it. But the one thing is, you never know till you try it. And I don't want to go get to a certain age or past a certain time where I go, I wonder if I tried it, what I would have done in boxing. That wonder if what would have happened is long. It's regrets. Only way I could find out if I went and gave it 110%.
Oh, but I remember the story you told me of how it all fell into place.
Yes.
The uni stuff. Tell me
Yes.
that story.
So basically, gone college, passed my A levels, probably got a lot of help in the class.
You made it. You
But I
made
made
it. Some
it.
of us didn't make it.
Yeah,
you know.
I
You
got
made
through
it.
it. Yeah, I got through. I had a little Santa's little helper in class.
You cut through. You
cut
cut
through. I'm feeling myself now. I'm like, yo, I passed college. I'm going uni. So applied. Boom, boom. Thought, do part-time because I want to do other stuff as well at the same time. So as I get to the first like enrollment lecture, there was someone I knew in my lecture. And they was doing full-time, I'm doing part-time at the same course. And when I looked at their modules, there was only like there for one or something lessons more a week. So I was like, do you know what? I might as well do the full-time. So I told the teacher I wanted to change the full-time university. She said, listen, if you're going to do that, I'm taking everyone's modules in, but you're changing to full-time. You got to hand it into the business block. So I was like, all right, cool. I remember I handed it into the business block. I remember it was a woman called Katie as well. I remember you. I handed it to her.
I remember you, Katie.
Yeah, and I came back and they told me they'd lost my paper. Like, there's no paperwork. There's no trail of me handing anything in. Come back a couple of times. You know how uni goes, you get a window for enrollment days. By now, we're over the enrollment days and they ain't got my paperwork. So they've told me, listen, you're going to have to re-enroll next year or maybe you can get early January or something. And I was like, I was upset because I was like, look, I'm trying to do something positive here with my
Just
life.
slowing
And I'm
it down.
thinking, yeah, I'm thinking, why? What's happened? Do you get what I'm saying? But at the time, I'm feeling a bit all like, you're going through them ages where you're feeling a little volatile and you're doing stuff and you're like, I need to do something to take my time up for this year because I can't just have a year off doing nothing till the next year. So I went back to boxing to pass time. And then someone said to me, do you know what? I've never seen you so passionate about something. The education thing, I don't really think that's your thing, to be honest. Like, you don't really like that you're forcing it.
And I said, that's not your thing.
Yeah, it's not your thing, you're forcing it. I think you're trying to like, please your mum or something. That's not what you...
Which
that's
is
not
really what most of us do.
Yeah, so it's like your parents say, this is what I want you to do. And you go, all right, I'm going to do this for you. But it's not really for me. It's more for you to satisfy you. And they're ahead of you. So it's like, if they're telling you that's the right way to go... Respectfully, you're going to listen to it. So obviously, that's why respectfully, when I decided to make the decision, I went and sat and told my mum, look, this is what I'm thinking I'm going to go do. She sat down with a paper. She said to me, well, if you went to university 3-4 years, you study, after that you get a job, you start getting paid, what's your aims and objective? And I said, listen, 3-4 years, this is what I'm going to do, blah, 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 blah. And funny enough, to that date is when I actually signed to go pro.
Okay.
So it was mad, and she still got the paper in her room from when we had that discussion. So yeah, it was mad. Like, that whole gap is what led me into like first fight. She said to me, made a deal. She said, if you lose your first fight, you got to call it. Completely.
Swear.
Yeah. Then she said, but if you win it, I still want you to go to university and think about that, and you can do the boxing.
Did you go into that first fight in your head?
I wouldn't edge none. I got to smoke someone. I went in there saying, listen,
whoever it is,
I'm sorry. I've got a mad deal with my mum, and we got to make this happen. And I remember that day, I won the fight very well, and I remember being in the gym training the next week and my cousin rang me saying, oh, you know you're in the paper? And I said, no, I'm not in the paper. I said, I just only had an amateur fight. Probably someone else said, no, I've just read it, South London Press, ... And I said, I thought, just in case, let me go to the local newsagent. Bang, Richard takes the biscuit of the show, blah, blah, blah. I was in the paper, headlining. I still got the paper. First fight. I got the paper. I actually got it in my phone, a picture. I saw it at my mom's house the other day. But yeah, first fight, Richard takes the biscuit of the show. Now it's like, mum and that's how, oh, wow.
Okay,
yeah. She said, you know what? I thought boxing was just fighting, she said to me. She said, I just thought it was just two guys brawling with no brain cells. She said, watching you, I saw the art of boxing. I see how you got skills, how you're showing me the art of boxing. She's like, I enjoyed watching you fight. And since then, she watched all my fights through the amateurs. And all my fights...
Well, she comes to them.
She comes to every one. She never missed one of my amateur fights or my pro fights. All my family come. Mum, dad, cousins, uncles, etc. They're all there. So, yeah, full circled into, they was against it to being bigger supporters.
Got to take this moment to thank Katie.
Hey, yeah, Katie, I hated you, but you know what? You done me a favour.
Habits.
Yeah.
What's a non-negotiable in your daily routine?
Missing training. Yeah. missing training. How I look at training is how people look at going to work in the office in 9 to 5. You don't wake up on a Tuesday and say, I'm a bit tired, let me just not go in.
I have to go.
You'll get sacked. So although I won't get sacked, I look at it like, these are my working hours. That's compulsory.
Because as a boxer, it's not in your contract to say you have to train this much hours.
No.
If you don't train, you don't train.
You don't train. It's on you. So you don't have to. You're self-employed. So you can turn up as much as you want to. So for me, I went to holiday, just went to LA and San Diego. That was meant to be a holiday, but the first thing I packed was my boxing boots, my groin guard, head guard, gum shield, and gloves. So every day on holiday, I found the best gym in San Diego, which is Canelo's gym. Trained there every day and sparred over there against some Kazakhstans and that. Then when I went to LA, Freddie Roach's gym, the Wild Card gym, over there I trained every morning before I started the rest of my holiday.
So routine did not change.
Didn't change. So wherever I go around the world, I've got my stuff.
No chance to fall off.
No chance to fall off. I'm staying ready. Even they said to me in the gym, like, "Oh, you want to spar?" Yeah. They said, "What did you come here for training?" I said, "I'm on holiday." Like laughing. The guy said, "You're crazy."
No, but you know what? It's easy to fall off. It's just a simple thing of breaking your routine. After you've broke it, it's hard to get back on it.
100%. It's like if you're, say for instance, you're dieting or something, right? The moment you start having a few too many cheat meals and then you start seeing your weight going up, etc., you think, I'll get back to that another time. You don't want to get into that mindset because it's always harder to start something than continue it.
Mental strength. What's one principle that's helped you the most?
Sticking to my disciplines and my non-negotiables, i.e. like looking after my body, not drinking alcohol, staying focused. Just staying focused and dedicated to the cause.
What point did you decide to stop drinking?
Probably like after my first year of to be fair, first year amateurs or second year, I did like say I'm gonna stop drinking, but like you'd have an occasion on your birthday, etc. Then after the year of that, I think it was 2 years of that, then I went cold turkey. And then my last year I upped it. My training, I was training 6 days a week in East London, my last year amateurs, 9 till 3. And then 4 of the days of the week, I was then going to my amateur club at 7 till 10, 4 of the days of the week. And that's when I decided to not drink. Fast track. Remember, you got to remember, I'm catching up. Remember, everyone's been boxing since they're 10.
Oh, so you're playing catch up. What age did you start?
20.
Hold on, no. Because when we was young, your name was still Boxer.
Yeah, so I always boxed. Always.
But it weren't serious.
Not serious. So what I used to do is I used to be in the boxing gym sparring. Thing is, everyone knew me for going boxer. Everyone knew. So, but I was never career-wise. It was like, I started at South Northern Victory, sparring for about a year and a half. Then I went to the Lynn in Peckham, there for about a year and a half, 2 years. As I got a bit older, like 16, 17. And then I went to... I took some time out. Then about 19, started going. The head coach left Lynn, and when he stopped, I stopped. Then he opened his own club in Catford, and that's when I went with him there. And I started about 19, 20, and that's when I said, I'm going to start bouting. See, I was a gym fighter, so I'd always be boxing, but not bouting, not competing.
What's the difference?
So basically, you're going there, you're sparring, you're training, you're doing all the things a boxer does, but you're not actually going to competitions.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? So like these guys are competing. See, if you're not competing, you can't get into GB, you can't get into all these things. Do you get what I'm saying? So I could always box because I loved boxing from a kid.
You had the confidence.
Had the confidence. I knew how to fight. I could box. Like that was my thing. But like maybe I was using it in the wrong way. I'm learning to box in the gym and I'm using it in the wrong way. But like I'm not looking at it as a career.
Either way, the confidence was there.
Confidence there because I could fight and I could box. I could always do it. That's what I'm saying. If I'm going to the gym, certain guys were sparring.
Yeah.
I'm giving them work. Like they can't compete with me, but they're going out and actually competing and winning.
You're saying, hold on.
And I'm saying, hold on, I'll punch you up in the gym. How are you now pro and you're winning?
And I ain't got nothing going on.
Nothing going on. I said, what's the difference? He's consistent and he's actually serious. So that's why I said, if I'm ever serious about it, I'm gonna dedicate myself to it. And at 20, I said to myself, time to get serious, get carded, let's start competing. Boom, fighter of the night. Then I went on to win a tournament. Got fighter of the whole tournament at hundreds of people. I was on the ABA boxing website, my picture on the front. everyone was like, yo, you can do your thing.
Attention come quickly.
Potential, but I'm looking at it, and as I said, my amateur club, it wasn't as serious. So I joined a pro trainer as an amateur, started doing their training schedule and sparring with the pros. And then I'm going to my amateur club, taking the register in the evenings and sparring there too for the days of the week. And then by 10 fights as an amateur, see, you're meant to do like under 10s, under 20s, like intermediate, and then like all the GB boys, the ones I was telling you, 100s, 200, 300, they're called elites, the best in the world. I went to elites from 10 amateur fights.
Which is wild.
Wild. So my last 12 fights, although I had 22 fights, was competing with the very best and beating some of the very best after 10 fights. This is how I got to get signed with the Matchroom Boxing. So when I say it's intense course, but that's what I'm saying, all them years, i.e. when I was younger, it's paying dividends.
Character building.
Yeah. I've
character building.
already learnt my craft, but I've just not put it on the stage. But all them years of sparring, I know how to fight. So now when I'm fast track with the big boys, I can mix it. You get what I'm saying? I've got the ability, I just ain't got the CV.
Stamina was always there.
Always there. Do you know what? To be fair, like, when I remember I first went back to boxing 17, 18, when I went to the Lynn, I had an older cousin and a few of his friends used to spar. They was older than me, they were seniors. So technically when I was 16, I was still a junior, but I used to spar now with the seniors. And I remember like they'd be like, stay in and do a few rounds, and a couple of them would jump in. I remember sometimes near the end of the rounds, they're going to the body, and I'm thinking, this is a long day in the office. I'm getting tired. But remember, I'm not serious. I'm not running. I remember like finishing training, walking through Burgess Park and grabbing 8 apple pies and a nourishment on the way on the way home on the bus.
Yeah.
So like all of this stuff was, I'm not serious.
Counterproductive.
Yeah, it's counterproductive. So I'm getting tired some of these spars. But I know how to look after myself in there. But if I was fitter, I knew it'd be an easier day in the office. And that's why fast forwarding, when I took it serious, I went 110 with my training.
What's the next steps for you? What do you think the big vision is?
Big vision, I want to be champion of the world, win the world title and win all the belts. That's what I'm on at the moment. Like, that's my vision. And that's how I feel like if I'd left the game and I didn't get that, I'd be very disappointed, because I feel like I've achieved a lot with little experience. Southern Area champion, British champion, WBA Continental, WBA International champion, and the last cherry on the cake is to say world champion.
Go for it.
Boom. Yeah, that's me.
100%. All right. For young athletes, or let's say men, just generally men in high pressure careers, what advice would you give them for building wealth and living with purpose?
In terms of financially or?
Financially.
Financially, I'd say don't blow your money in the sense of impressing girls or being too flashy.
Easy to say.
Yeah, it's easy to say, but it's the fact that, listen, I'm not saying don't treat yourself, because everyone wants nice things. So let's be realistic. We all want to gonna buy nice things. But what I'm saying, if you get 100% of a pot, make sure you invest in at least 60%. Have a little 20% treat, and then put the rest away for a rainy day. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like, just be smart in terms of, don't just look at this pot as in, I'm going to blow this, I'm going to get another one. Take a little piece out of each one and make it productive every time you're making the stages. Because the one thing I realised, a lot of people who've, especially from ends, we look and it wasn't much of us who had generational wealth. And you look at other guys who did have generational wealth, it made it easy for the kids, because say for i.e. if they want to go boxing, you can say, listen,
the pot was already there.
It's like, take this is your training money, this is to get good food, go and get your organic corn-fed chicken, eat right, son. I got you, here's a little card to get you back and forth. And with us, we'll have to go and grind, we'll have to find a way, we're eating chicken but ain't the organic corn-fed one. You we lived on that, So what I'm saying is, I've looked at it and I've joined certain people and I'm like, oh, you set up there, your dad set you. Cool. I want to make sure I'm in a position when it's all said and done, I've got generational wealth, finance to my kids and their kids, and set up and make their life easy. Not I'm going to spoil them, but just give them the little start they need in life to make their own way.
How did you get that? Like, your money management values, remember, you're self-employed.
Yeah.
As a self-employed boxer, obviously boxing is a self-employed career, realistically. Yeah. How did the money management angle of it come about for you?
Do you know what's mad? My mum said I've always been like that. Because, you know, like, she said, I like giving you money to go shop because I'll get the most out of that money. If you give me 20
So you're making
to
a
go
stretch.
Shop, I'll make it stretch. You know what? I used to walk 3 shops. So I'd have like a Costco, a Londis and another shop by my house. And whoever's got the cheapest of them items, I'd go 3 shops and make it stretch. Fast forward as I got older, 11, 12, I wanted to make my own money. At first, I tried to do the silly thing where you're walking around the area with a bucket trying to wash cars with the Brillo pad probably on
The
one
real
side.
hustle.
Yeah, like you probably scratched the man's whole paintwork off. And you're just there all silly of your smile. They're looking at you like, is that what you're going to... No.
Don't touch
I'm
my
thinking,
car.
why does no one just give me this opportunity? Now I look back, I had the Brillo pad still on the
That
kitchen.
is wild.
Mental. Fast forwarding, I then got a paper round job. 11, 12, now I got my first job. And I was making £15 a week.
That's big bread.
Back then, it wasn't
big
bad.
bread.
And I used to see this guy on the side. I didn't see him, actually. When I used to post his paper, he used to put a £5 out the door tip.
Oh.
So I was getting £20. I used to put a box in my mum's room and I'd put my £15 a week and take the £5 to spend for myself. Cut a long story short, I remember I bought my first electric scooter out of that money. It was £200, but I always just saved, took a little bit, saved it. So I always had a principle of breaking my money up from there. Then fast forward, obviously started making money, different jobs, etc. And I always was good at putting money aside, making that money, make that money, etc. Always had smart principle when it comes to finances. And I just think, like, as I've got older and it's on a bigger scale, like my interest is obviously different in what I want to achieve and save. So like different sums you're putting in also different investments. Do you get what I'm saying? Like obviously back then it was silly. I invested in silly things like an electric scooter, but like now you're thinking
Principles
about
are there.
properties and stuff. Yeah, the principles are there all the time. I always was quite financially savvy. May have lacked on it on the reading and writing side,
But-
English wasn't my best part, but maths was always my thing. I was good finances, and that's why I wanted to study accounting and finance at uni, because I was always good with the numbers. That's where I think it comes.
No, that's key, because as long as you got the good habits,
Yeah,
it follows you through life.
Yeah.
Which is the main thing.
that's what I'm
Do you
saying.
know what I mean? Because a lot of people have made it and then fumbled it and then come back and chase it.
Yes, it's too late. Yeah, sometimes that window's closed. So you got to just know when your window's open for an opportunity, you got to try and grab it with 2 hands. Make the most of it.
Public perception.
Yeah.
What's your outlook on public perception? And how do you stay grounded knowing that eyes are watching you?
I think like just based off, as they call it, humble beginnings. I think I've had times in life where I've been up and thinking, yeah, I'm sick right now. Then you hit a brick wall and somehow you're on the way down, then you're on the way up. So one thing I've always realised is like you can be up and down. So don't be looking at him today like, look at my like him and I'm shining, because that can get taken away from you in a second. So like, and another thing is the same principle in the terms of, especially with my career, I never get too gassed when people are praising me, because when it goes left with boxing is very quick for that to happen. When everyone then gives you stick, if your mental is based off of people's opinions and being that guy, you'll go through depression very quick, because that means they can affect you both ways. There's pros and cons for everything. You can't just take the good out of that and not take the bad. So for me, I don't look into any of the things of if I'm doing well or not doing well. I'm just still me. Do you get what I'm saying? And that person's the same. He might do a different job. It could be paid more, paid less. He's him. He's a human. I'm a human. I always just look at us all on the same platform and level playing field.
Going back to boxing, I just thought of this, mind games. When you're walking into a fight,
Yeah.
there's hella mind games all over the place.
Yeah.
This one's talking shit, this one's talking shit.
Yeah.
How do you block that out and walk into the ring focused?
By training hard and knowing what I'm on. I just think I know what I'm capable of. Like,
just stick to the
let
confidence.
Him, just let him talk shit, because I'm going to show him. Because once we sign a contract, no matter what you say, I'm not going to be scared. I don't know if you're going to be scared, but I know we're going to fight. So we don't need to do all of this. We're going to scrap.
So just fear.
Yeah. So I don't need trying to intimidate you, because we're going to fight. We're going to see what's going to happen on the night. So all of that don't mean anything. It's just cloak and daggers to me. Do you get what I'm saying? And when people are like, oh, watch what I do. I've heard that before. Guys telling me, stand in the middle of the ring. Don't run. We're going to trade it out. And I'm like, okay. I just laugh. We get in the middle of the ring. He's ducking from corner to corner. What happened to don't run? What are you doing?
Yeah, tough talk.
Yeah, bad talk. As they say, talk's cheap. So I just make sure I'm doing my work. That's it.
As long as you stay confident.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Confidence comes from hard work. If you, like, when I go into a fight and all my stones are turned over, I know what I'm on. So, like, going back, I had a bad fight a few fights ago, just didn't perform. And everyone was saying to me that week, why are you not yourself? Why are you not confident? Why are you talking like this? Da-da-da-da. My cousin was saying it to me. My sister was saying it to me. Why are you acting like this? And I'm saying, no, like, it's going to be... I just knew, because in my head, I changed training. We was not doing nothing I usually do. We weren't doing no conditioning work. We weren't doing long hours. And I just didn't believe in the process. And I knew I didn't turn the stones over. I felt it. So on fight week, I wasn't myself in the confidence because I knew I've not put the work in I usually put in. And it showed when I performed because I could feel it in sparring. I didn't perform myself. Everyone's like, you weren't yourself today. I knew I weren't myself. And it's like when I went for my last fight and I went to Boxing Island, his hometown, who was a better fighter than that guy, everyone was like, you see yourself again, why are you so confident? So I'm like,
back.
I know what I've done. I know I'm back on smoke. And it showed. I went out there, won every round, knocked him out in the 8th, and everyone was like, oh, you're back. And I'm like, yeah, because I've done the work. That's where confidence comes from.
Have you ever had a moment in the middle of a fight that you felt it was going left?
Yeah, once. I boxed a Portuguese champion, and I was ill. I had a sinus infection, so I was meant to do an 8-rounder, and they said to me, we know you're ill, so we're going to drop you down to a 6. The guy's not going to be that hard of a fight. We'll get you the 6 rounds out, blah, blah, blah. I was like, cool. I was bedbound all week till the Thursday.
Like that?
Yeah. So I was like, I'll go out of bed for the press conference on the Thursday. And I was just like, I didn't even pay attention to who I'm fighting, nothing. So I've done my press conference talk. Friday comes, weigh-in comes. I'm just like, I just want to get this over and done with, fight tomorrow and get back to bed, basically. So I was just not even in the zone. And then, like, I heard them like, you're the #1 Portuguese champion. I said, huh? I said, who? I said, hold on, what? You said it was oh, don't worry, you'll be all right. if I show you the picture of this guy, this guy made me look like I ain't trained for a day. This guy was ripped.
Said he was ripped.
Wham! Bolt.
Yeah.
I said, all right, cool. Face off. When I usually look someone in the eyes, I know you're not really on it. I'm looking at this guy, he's on it. He's looking at me like, you know, I'm looking like, raw, your energy's a bit confident for a guy who's meant to be a tick over. Long story short, 4 rounds I've punched him up quite easy. 5th round he starts trying to come into the fight, but still not too much. 6th round,
work.
This guy's throwing overhand rights, landing at will, Every time I jab him, he's just throwing a haymaker, catching me. I'm seeing people standing up like with their phone cameras ready for the KO. I said, huh? No, you sit down. No, I'm not going out like that. In the end, I said, let's scrap the boxing. I just sat there and just started tearing up with him. I won the fight, but that 6th round...
You felt it?
Yeah. I said, yeah. He come to do something different.
Cool. Let me give you some rapid fire questions. Early start or late grind?
Both.
Pick one.
Early grind.
No, actually, let me dig into that then. Because you said both. Why both?
Because you work early and you work late. My motto is always early mornings, late nights.
So you're doing both?
Doing both.
It's not good to burn the candle at both ends, though.
But that's what I used to do. I used to get ill, but then I worked out. As long as you rest, you can't overtrain. So that's why I said, as I said to you before, I was thinking coming here. After I finish my sessions, I go and have a midday nap.
And
so
then
sleep,
you can go back.
Eat, then I'll do one more session, then I go back to bed.
Okay.
But I feel early mornings more than late.
Yeah.
Because I'm a night person. So I find it harder naturally to get up in the morning. So when I get up at 5:30 and I train, it feels double rewarding.
Sick. Best boxing memory?
Either winning WBA at the O2 Arena against a fight that I was not meant to win, or winning the British title.
Why do you say that you wasn't meant to win?
Because he was the favourite. He was on the platform Matchroom before. He was the poster boy. He was the big knockout artist at light heavyweight, Southpaw, Traveller, Olympian, GB as I was talking about before. And I just came up from super middleweight. He called me out for his belt. So he just wanted to get me out of there and push on with his career. The bookies had me. So when we fight, we're in the bookies. And he was like, say like it was 3-1. I don't really understand odds, but he was basically 3 times the favourite of beating.
So you was meant to get punched up.
There was that. The odds was mad. Like people won a lot of money. Of my people won a lot of money that day. So that's when you know you're not meant to win. When you go to the bookies, And
the odds are mad against you.
So I had the odds mad against me. Even a commentator said after I knocked him out in the third, I'm not going to lie, I didn't think he was going to win this fight.
With confidence, you said it.
No one fought, and I went out there and paused the upset.
One habit you swear by.
Stay in discipline.
It's a good one. And your favourite way to rest mentally?
Just go to bed. And just watch
That's
TV
go
in
to
bed.
bed, you know.
Just go to bed. That's what I see. I'm so simple.
Is that mental resting?
I could not go to sleep. I just go.
Oh, and
to
just
bed,
chill.
Just chill. So most people might go to the sofa, watch a film. I like to lie down in bed. I'll watch a 30-minute program, and then I'll watch.
Are you on your phone at the same time? Or you're not touching the phone?
I put my phone on D&D.
You see, that's a good trait.
Yeah.
I'll get into bed, put on a program, and I still got my phone in my hand.
When I do that, I'm not watching it.
Bare rewind.
Yeah. You're on TikTok or you're on Instagram.
Yeah, you're doing the madness, and I said to myself, hold on.
Yeah, so you might as well just turn the TV off.
It's
So
just
for
on
me,
the phone.
once I turn that TV on and I'm zoning in the program, I say to someone, I'm going to sleep. D&D, over there, it's locked in. And that's how mentally I'm resting now, because it takes me away from my phone, which there's always going to be something disruptive on my phone. Either someone wants you to do something or they're telling you something which is not going to settle your brain. Put that aside so the phone's away, and then I'm zoned into TV. So that's my time just to unwind. So I put a 30-minute program on, which isn't too engaging. So it'll just be something just to make me laugh.
Something
just a little
lighthearted.
sitcom, something just to unwind. And then I'll maybe then study some boxing after that. So that 30 minutes is my mental unwind time.
That's a perfect way to end.
Yes.
Thank you, my brother.
No problem.
There you go. If you've made it this far, then thank you for tuning in. If this conversation hit home, like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us keep these conversations going. New episodes drop every 2 weeks right here. And if you've got a story to share and want to be part of the GHH space, drop us a DM. All the details are in the description. Big thanks to Craig for joining us. Look after yourself and look out for each other. Until next time. This episode of the GHH podcast is brought to you by My Workplace Wellness, helping UK businesses take better care of their people. From stress management and preventative health checks to on-site massage, yoga, and wellness workshops, they make support affordable, practical, and tailored for real working lives. If your company's not investing in well-being yet, this is your sign to start. Want to check them out? All the details are in the description below.